Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited. Today is day 3 of our 3-day Catalyst for Change challenge, and I'm so thrilled that so many of you have stuck around with me through the last 3 days and are really participating in this challenge to change a habit, right? Anchor in some new behaviors, get yourself better, right? Make yourself better. It's always about self-improvement. It's always about self-growth. So excited that you all are going to be here today. So make sure that you let me know if you're here live or let me know if you are here on the replay. And I'm going to recap a little bit first what we've gone through so far. So if you are just now joining us and you're like, what are we doing? You can absolutely go back and watch all the videos. So Monday, I did Mental Wellness Monday. Every week I go live on a different topic and I launched this challenge. And I said for the next 3 days, we are going to set ourselves up for success and set ourselves up for change. And so you chose one habit that you wanted to change, and we were able to break it down over the last couple days of how we were going to set ourselves up to change this habit and anchor in some amazing new behaviors, okay? So first thing, we identified the habit we wanted to change. We figured out how long it's been with you, okay? And what purpose that has served in your life up until this point. And some of you had a little bit of a challenge with what purpose did it serve and how did it actually benefit you, right? It's like, how did it benefit you? Well, here's the deal. Even if it's nonsensical, even if it's irrational, it was benefiting you somehow or you wouldn't have kept it around, right? And so many of us think, oh my gosh, it's a bad habit. And so it's bad for me. And, you know, it's not good for my health and it's really serving me no purpose, right? Got some allergies going on, you guys. Anybody else having like 95 degrees and dry and allergies? Yeah, they also tore up all of our grass in like half of my property the last couple days, and it's all dirt until it gets landscaped, so it's like dusty. I know you're all feeling me with the whole allergies thing lately. It's been so bad. So it has been a benefit to you in some way, right? So if you said, oh, it's a bad habit, it's not healthy for me, it serves no purpose, well, you wouldn't be doing it if it didn't serve a purpose, right? So what purpose it can serve is literally just the inverse. So if you can't figure out what the purpose is, I can definitely help you with that if you need some insight and some clarity. But the other thing is that you can just take the inverse and it's usually what is true, right? Sometimes it's deeper, absolutely. But a lot of times you're saying, okay, well, it's unhealthy for me, but, you know, it's something I've done for decades, right? It's keeping you comfortable, potentially, right? It's keeping you from whatever that unknown is if you change. And so that can be something, right? In and of itself, that could be something that is benefiting you. And then, of course, we know how it's a detriment to you. That's usually what we're focusing on when we're looking at habits. But you really do need to look at what are you getting out of it to keep it around so that you have the awareness so you can turn it and change it into something healthier. And you can feed that need that was fulfilling in a different way, right? And then we looked at what triggers you. So yesterday we looked at what are your triggers in your environment, what are your triggers in your relationships, in your surroundings, what are the dynamics, right, that go into triggering you to fall into this habit. So for example, you know, if you have, I used this yesterday, if you have the chips in the house, you want to eat the chips because they're like calling your name from the cabinet. Or if you are somebody who is like, well, I'm tired, so I drink coffee, but you're drinking like too much coffee, right? We said doing something isn't bad. It's doing too much of it so that it affects other areas of your life. So if it's too much and it's maybe not healthy for you, then what else can you do, right? So we looked at what triggers you being tired. And then we looked at what else could you do. So how will you replace that habit with something healthier? So what new behavior are you going to replace it with? And what will you need to change in your routine or your environment to be able to support that new behavior? So that new habit, right? We want to support the new habit. So that's what we looked at for the last 2 days, is what is the behavior? What was it doing? When did it show up? Like what were the dynamics of that? And then what are we going to replace it with? We want to make sure that we replace this. And so if it's not serving you anymore, great, let's do something else. Okay. So far I've had you all post answers to these questions so you can get into our drawing for being a part of the challenge. So make sure that you have posted what the habit is. You posted, what the dynamics of that were, as far as how long it's been with you, kind of where did it come from, and how has this benefited you and how has it hurt you. And then, of course, for day 2, what triggers? You can go back and watch the videos if you haven't watched them yet. You can post there in the comments. You can do a separate post in the group too. I don't mind that at all if you want to throw it all in there. And then what are you going to replace the habit with? Okay, so that was for day 1 and day 2. You still have time to catch up and you still have time to post. So if you haven't done it yet, you have not missed out. We are going through tomorrow and then we'll do our drawing tomorrow. Okay. I'll be going through and checking all your comments and really kind of coaching you through some of them. That's some of the things I've been doing, is going through when you've gotten a little stuck or you weren't quite sure, and really coach you through that or affirmed you for the work that you're doing, because you're all doing some amazing work. So today, here's our focus today, okay? It's the fun part. So this is the good, happy part. We're not looking at what the bad habit was and why we were doing it and all of that anymore. And now that we have identified a new behavior, so we want to anchor in that new behavior. We want that to become a habit. So what we're going to figure out today is, first, how will this new behavior benefit you in your life when it becomes a new, healthier habit? So we're going to detail out how will this benefit you in your life moving forward, okay? So what are all the things? I want you to list all the things you can think of how this is going to benefit you to make this change. So for the ladies who are wanting to drink more water, what are all the benefits of that, right? What are all the things? There's a lot of benefits to it. I'm going to let you figure them out, but there's a lot of benefits to that. If you're looking at being more consistent in working from home and with your businesses, whatever they may be, absolutely lots of benefits to that, right? You've got financial benefits, you have confidence benefits, you have some of those emotional and mental benefits to that. Maybe it's being a role model for your kids. There's so many things. Maybe it's helping other people, right? That's your passion and your desire, is to help others. How are you going to influence them and help them in doing that, right? So we want to look at all of those. And then if you're somebody who's looking at getting organized, how is that going to benefit you? We want to see you and your family and your daily life, and you're going to save some time. You're going to have an opportunity to, really keep the things you love and surround yourself with things that bring you joy. So many, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to list them all out, okay? And then I want you to create a vision of who you're going to become as the person with this new healthy habit. So create an identity around it. So if you're working on getting organized, who are you as this organized person? Detail it out of who you are and what you are all about, or this healthier person physically. And, what does your energy look like? What does your sleep look like? What does your skin and feel like, and how does your insides feel when you're super hydrated and taking good care of your body? And again, remember that we're focusing on one habit only right now, okay? One habit. But don't ever forget that even if you're not doing everything at one time, I know some of us are I want to change everything, and then we get shut down because we get overwhelmed. But if you change that one thing, it will absolutely influence other habits in your life. So the water, for example, some of you ladies are focused on that and making you healthier. Well, when you're drinking more water, what you might not think about is that might change your cravings a little bit. So you may be wanting to eat a little healthier when you're drinking that much water. You might want to be a little more active when you're drinking that much more water. There's so many things that it can influence in your life with being organized or with being consistent in your efforts in anything can actually bleed over into influencing other habits, so that when this has become solidified, because we're going to work on this in August, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe 2 days from now is August. You're going to work on that every day in August. Little bits, right? We figured out we need little bits every day to make it really consistent. I heard somebody say earlier that, 30 minutes a day is better than 1 2-hour chunk in a week. And it's very true. It's building that consistency and making it automatic. It will make it easier the next time you go to change a habit, because you've had that experience, you have that confidence in it, and you have that discipline in one area, and it will always influence the other areas. Okay, so that's the first question today, is how is this new behavior going to benefit you in your life when it becomes a new, healthier habit, and create a vision of who you will become. What is your life going to look like? How is it going to be different in a positive way when this becomes a healthy habit for you, and you've learned everything you need to learn, and you're, not doing those other behaviors anymore that were the undesirable ones. Okay? Question 1. Question 2 for today is, I want you, and it's really not a question, it's just an assignment, is to create new affirming belief statements around being in the process of becoming that new version of you. And those of you who've worked with me personally, one-on-one, for coaching and hypnotherapy, if you've been in the Emotional Empowerment Project course, or if you're in the Clarity Collective, you probably have all heard me say, and you probably heard me say right here too, that I don't like traditional affirmations that fall flat. So I believe that you need to have believable affirmations, right? That is important, because if you're just saying, I am super healthy, or I am the most organized person in the world, or, I am, a 6-figure earner, or whatever it is, and you're not there yet, there's going to be a part of your mind that says, you know what? Nope, that's not you. What makes you think you can do that? You're going to have that part of your brain, and that's what I do in my sessions, is we take that part of your brain, I always say it's like right here, that has a comeback for literally everything, and we quiet it down. So that's one of the things we do in Clarity Collective. We were working on changing habits this month, but it's something I also do with my one-on-one clients. So the group hypnotherapy program, or if you're working with me individually, if you cannot get rid of the voice, right? The voice or the voices, because sometimes I believe that other people's voices turn into your own. So you have that internal dialogue, and it didn't actually start out as you. It started out as someone else who told you something, and then it turned into your voice on the inside. But if you are having a hard time silencing that, or really making those changes, absolutely reach out to me to work with me one-on-one, or to get into my group program, the Clarity Collective, because I truly believe that it is extremely difficult for most of us to get past that block, right? So that's what I want to help you with. But one way that you can attempt to do that on your own is through I am statements. So belief statements about who you are and who you are becoming. Okay, that's what it's all about, is who are you becoming? All right, so what we're going to do with that is we're going to say I am. That's why I call them I am statements. So, but you're going to talk first about becoming that person, not as if you already are. And I know that that goes against some things that you've probably heard, like, oh, say it as if you already are that person. But if it's not believable to you, it won't work. It's too shallow, in my opinion. You need to dive deeper, right? So that's what we've done before you made the affirmation is we've dived deeper into what is going on, so you have an awareness, because awareness is always the first step. And oh yes, that falls under fake it till you make it. And you don't believe in that. So Andrea's on board with this. She said she believes affirmations should be realistic and current. I totally agree with you. And again, it's who you're becoming. So I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. So one example is in just, these are going to be super generic. But I'm becoming healthier, or I'm becoming more organized. And you're just saying, I'm becoming healthier every single day by drinking 2 liters of water daily. Or I am becoming healthier every single day by walking 45 minutes daily. Okay, something like that, where I'm becoming organized, more and more organized every single day. Right? And then if you're looking at, work goals or personal growth goals, one of my favorites is I am learning, growing, and doing what it takes to get closer to my goals each and every day. That's a great one, because it's affirming you, right? It's an affirmation statement. It is affirming you for doing the daily work that it takes, and the fact that those little chunks, right? Those little chunks every single day are creating the vision and helping you become who you want to be, and not giving yourself a hard time because you aren't already there. Right? I'm a huge proponent of not beating yourself up. That's so important, to affirm yourself instead of beating yourself up. There's enough negativity in the world. You do not need to do it to yourself, right? And so that's what we're going to focus on for today. It's the happy stuff. Okay, so we want to create your vision. How is this going to benefit you? How is it going to change your life for the better when you create this new, healthier habit to replace the not so healthy one? And then what are your I am statements? What are your affirming statements? And of course, they can evolve. So as you hit a mile marker, as you keep going, if you're running, let's say you're starting the habit of running, and you're saying, I'm able to run longer and faster every single day, or whatever your goal is. Your goal might not be faster, but it might be, right? Maybe you're working on a time for a marathon or a half marathon, or just beating your own best right now, because I don't know that there's marathons going on. But being able to say, I am getting better and better and stronger every single day at whatever it is. And then if you had a goal in there and you were saying, I am getting stronger and faster and better every single day so I can run that 5K. Well, then you can run a 5K. And they're like, so I can run that half marathon. And then you can do that. And there's so I can, whatever the next thing is. So you're in the process of getting there, and then you'll adjust it, right? When you become that, you will add the next step. And so you're always in the process of growing and changing and getting better, which is what we should be doing. In my opinion, that's one of our purposes for being here. And so we want to make sure that we're always becoming the next best step for us in our lives, for whatever your purpose is, wherever your passions lie, and whatever path you're taking to get there. We want to make sure that it's always learning and growing. So I don't believe in just saying, you are at a destination, because I don't actually believe that there's a destination, but I believe that you can get somewhere and then continue on, right? It's a journey. It really is. This whole thing with habits and changing, and again, being your own catalyst for that change, it really is a journey. And so these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself anytime you want to change a habit. So focus on this one for the month of August. And then when you feel like you've got it down pat, right, start a new one. Absolutely. You could work on a habit a month if you wanted to, or every quarter or whatever it is. Because again, it takes different amounts of time. Some say 21 days. There are some studies that say 66. I really think it depends on the habit and it depends on the person. And there are some people, I have clients who told me, you know what, I quit smoking like a decade ago and I still have cravings every single day. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? You're always in the process. And so you're always changing and growing and adding these new behaviors and reinforcing them forever. You truly are, because it is easy when something erupted and so usual changes at panic. And whenever it is, you have a new member to take care of, or someone leaves the way, when you have something gonna shift. It's rough balance of what built, and you have to revisit that again. To revisit that again, reinforce or shifting things, or change the routines and change the environment. Okay, I think I lost connection there for a second. Sorry, you guys. It said it was getting low there. So if you have not gotten the worksheet yet, okay, if you have not gotten the worksheet for this challenge, you can still get it. Make sure to let me know that you're participating. Hey, I'm here. I don't have the worksheet yet. I would love it. This is a habit I'm working on. I will get that message on over to you. I want to make sure that you have that, because it has all these questions on it and you can use it again. And the thing I want to leave you with, how do you get entries into this drawing? Because tomorrow we're going to do a drawing and one of you is going to get to choose her prize. So we're going to have prizes with options. So you can get a coaching call, you could get a download for reaching your goals, or so a guided hypnotherapy download, or one of my favorite books on habits. So I'm going to let the winner choose, but I will choose from everybody after tomorrow. I'm going to give you guys time to finish this up. If you're like, I need more time, then tell me, let me know. I'm going to check with everybody who's been participating in the challenge and make sure that we've all gotten the things answered, and then we'll do the drawing. And all your friends, you can still bring in to participate, or if you know what, I think she'd really Jody, or think that she could benefit from information that I'm sharing, that we're just really is all together. It is a discussion that I have with you. I want to be doing this with and learning. If you know some benefit, bring them in, and you can tree for reading people as well. I mentioned when is joining the group, see who invited them, and if I can laugh. And so I'll meet you for that, but we will that tomorrow. So everybody, enjoy reading the change you are making in your life. I'm ready to hear all of it. I guess is the part to design your life, create and make it. So finish up the challenge, and I will be here and will be live in the answering questions through anything you get stuck you need help with. But you want to hear what exciting they're going to get here pretty soon for you. Okay? And then tomorrow I will check in and announce the winner. Have an amazing day, you guys. Thank you for joining me.